Hey guys, welcome to YouTube channel where hedging peso matters. So for today's topic, we'll be answering another query that has been posted by Meow Meow. And here it is. Hello sir, can I still receive dividends kung kasama po ako up to record date but nag-sell na ako ng stocks before pa ng payable date? Alright, so strictly speaking, yes, you'll be eligible to receive dividends on the payable date for as long as you held a certain number of shares prior to the ex-dividend date. In short, dapat meron kang certain number of shares before ng ex-dividend date para masama ka sa record date. And of course, once na nasama ka sa record date, you'll be eligible to receive payments on the payable date. Alright? So here, if you'll notice, ex-dividend date, May 9. Record date, May 15. So merong 5 days window period, right? Same here in CHIB, 11 tapos 17. Alright, merong 5 days. So bakit merong 5 days? Because we all know for a fact that there are so many stockholders. May stockholders, may shareholders, bukod yung nandito sa market, kung saan tayo nagtitrade, bukod din yung actual shares that they have sa loob ng company. So, kailangan nilang malaman kung sino ba yung mga tao na entitled or eligible to receive payments on the payable date. Kaya merong window period. Alright? So, one of the substantial dates that we have to take into consideration is the ex-dividend date. So, bakit naman ex-dividend date? Alright? So, here. Ex-dividend date kasi, this literally means trading without the dividend. So, trading without the dividend. Alright. So, if you recall the example I cited in my previous video, wherein a corporation owning or having a market capitalization of 10 billion and on the latter part, naka-earn sila or kumita sila ng another 10 billion. So, they are compelled or they are mandated by law to declare these other 10 billion kasi retained earnings na nila to. Bawal sila humawak ng more than 100% of their retained earnings. So, yung 10 billion na doble, naging 20 billion. Now, prior to the ex-dividend date, ang pinapaikot nila, alright, prior to the ex-dividend date, ang pinapaikot nila sa stock market is 20 billion. Now, after the ex-dividend date, ang tinitrade na nila is yung 10 billion. Why? Because the other 10 billion na dineclare nila as dividends, ina-allot na nila to sa mga tao na eligible to receive dividends on the payable date. So, hinihiwalay na nila. So, typically, the prices would definitely drop. Alright? So, I get bakit natanong itong question na to, kung pwede ba mag-sell prior to the payable date but after the record date. Kasi, well, I guess, alam niya na babagsak ang price after ng ex-dividend date. Alright? So, here. To show some proof, alright? Here are the certain shares, or certain number of shares that I have so far as dividends are concerned. So, ex-dividend date. Ito. And, here are the stock codes. Alright. So, unahin muna natin itong GMA7, Philex, Semirara, and lastly, we go to SMPH. So, GMA7. GMA7, ang nangyari, look, ito yung ex-dividend date. And what happened, the price dropped. Ang high niya dito is nearly 5.85. Somewhere in between 5.80 to 5.85. But now, bumagsak ang price niya to 5.50. The reason why the question has been asked, kasi alam niya na babagsak yung price after the ex-dividend date. Alright, next stock, we have the Philex. And the same thing happened. Ex-dividend date, ito yung may box. And after how many days or weeks, bumagsak to 5.39. nearly 6 pesos per share, 5.39 na lang. Bumaba. Alright? Next up, we have Semirara Corporation. So Semirara, this is the highest paying dividends na na-receive ko. So 1.25 per share ang dividends ng Semirara. So sobra sa 100%, 125%. Kasi if you have 10,000 shares at piso per share ang naging declaration nila ng dividends, of course, you'll be receiving double. Alright? 10,000 din. Since you have 10,000 shares. Because the number of shares is multiplied by the number of the dividends that they will be declaring. So if it is piso per share ng dividends, then you'll be receiving 100%. Alright? Since 1.25, sobrang laki. Ang effect nito is kung ilan ang dineclare nila na dividends, yun din ang ibabagsak ng price. That's why if you'll notice here, nagre-range siya between 36 to 36.50, but now it's all the way down to 29. So, kung ilang percent ang dineclare nila as dividends, yun din yung percentage kung ilan ang ibabagsak nila. But this isn't always the case. Kasi when you look at SMPH, so here, what happened is, after the ex-dividend date, mas tumaas pa. Alright? So, there are so many factors that are, contributory factors kung bakit gumagalaw itong nandito sa stock market. So, isa lang dyan yung dividends kung bakit bumababa and bakit tumataas. Right, tumataas prior to the ex-dividend date kasi naipon na nila yung mga earnings nila based on their actual sales. Now, after ng ex-dividend date, babagsak kasi dineclare na nila. They are trading without the dividends. Kaya nga ex-dividend date. So, since they are trading without the dividends, yung sinabi ko kanina, instead na 20 billion prior to the ex-dividend date, 20 billion pinapaikot nila sa market. Ang nangyari, 10 billion na lang pinapaikot nila after the ex-dividend date. Because the other 10 is being allotted doon sa mga tao, to those shareholders or stockholders who are eligible to receive payments on the payable date. Alright? So, but the reverse happened. Instead na bumagsak ang SMPH, tumaas. Alright? So, hindi laging babagsak. That's why if your question is, dapat ba tayo magbenta after the record date? Well, you have to assess, you have to take into consideration, of course, the support and resistance, kung tataas ba siya or hindi. Alright? So, we have to compute. Baka naman, break even lang kapag binenta natin yung share, or baka mas maliit pa yung kitain natin kapag binenta natin. Alright? So, we have to compute kung mas malaki ba yung dividends na makukuha natin without selling, or mas maliit. So, it depends on you guys. Depende sa inyo kung bibenta nyo or hindi. So, you have to make assessments, of course. By the way, if you see this in Instagram, meron ditong D. So, if you click on this, lalabas to. Lalabas ng details ito. And of course, we have to give importance to these details. Kasi dapat nga, we have to purchase certain number of shares prior to the ex-dividend date. Alright? So, kapag lumampas na tayo sa ex-dividend date, will not be entitled to receive dividends on the payable date. So, always remember guys, that we have to purchase certain number of shares prior to the ex-dividend date. And selling after the record date, it's up to you. Depende kung ano yung magiging market movement. But typically, yes, you'll be receiving dividends on the payable date kapag binenta mo after one trading day after the record date. Alright, to be safe, dapat makasama tayo sa record date. So guys, if you find this video informative or interesting, give it a thumbs up. And again, thank you. You might also like to check my other videos.